Yo, what's up everybody, stand them up here as always. Today I'm going to be ranking UFC robberies 1 through 10, actually 0 through 10, but whatever. 0 to 2 is not a robbery, as you can see. 3 is a 50-50 situation, 4 to 5 is understandable but wrong, 6 to 8 is competitive, understandable but, still pretty clearly wrong. 9 to 10 is not even a close fight. Saudi Amato should be gone, and all those other guys as well. So let's just get into it with the first fight, which is going to be, of course, Volkanovski versus Islam. Now, we can't have a video about potential robberies without this one. Very close fight between these two. Of course, Volkanovski was the guy who did a bit more damage. Islam was the guy who controlled the fight more. A lot of people thought that Islam won the fight 3-2. A lot of other people thought that Volkanovski won 3-2, and some people thought that it was 4-1 even for Islam. In my personal opinion, this is a 2, which means that this is a very close fight, just very close, and in my opinion, just a good call. Barely a good call though. I felt like Islam Makhachev was just the guy who had more control and did some damage as well. Let's not act that like he didn't drop Volkanovski once and almost dropped him a second time as well. So I am going with Islam. I thought he won the fight not too clearly. It was almost a 50-50, but Islam, in my opinion, just edged it a bit more with the control time. Next up, Jones versus Reyes, another one, very controversial. But man, in my opinion, it wasn't even a question. I really felt like Reyes won the fight, man. This is a competitive fight. The first 2 rounds went to Reyes clearly, the last 2 went to Jones pretty clearly as well. It's all about the third round, in which Reyes threw more, he landed more, he did more damage, he defended most of the takedowns, and when he got taken down, Jones could not do anything with them. He had barely any control. Reyes stood up right after the third round, right after the takedowns. Man, this one still hurts because Reyes hasn't been the same since that fight. Reyes was the better fighter there, in my opinion. He won the fight 3-2. It was competitive, and I kind of understand the decision, but it's clearly wrong, in my opinion. It is not the greatest robbery, but it is still one that is pretty clear, in my opinion. Next up, we got Max Holloway versus Volkanovski 2. This is another one in which Volkanovski is involved. This time he was the winner. This one was very close, man. The first time I watched this fight, I thought that Max clearly won it. He got 2 knockdowns in the first 2 rounds, I think, and then the third round, I thought that Max won that pretty clearly. But after rewatching it, it is very close. It is, in my opinion, a 50-50. Last 2 rounds definitely went to Volk. First 2 went to Max, and the third round, that is the round where most people have different opinions on, and in my opinion it's just too close to call. It's a 50-50. I am not mad at the decision. At the time I watched it for the first time, I was, but after rewatching it, I'm not mad. Either way, it is just a too close fight to call. Next up, Li Jingliang versus D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez. Now some context to this one. Li Jingliang was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson at 170. D-Rod was supposed to fight Kevin Holland at 180 pounds. Everything got switched up after they made weight. Li Jingliang then fought D-Rod, while weighing at 170. I'm sure he weighed a bit more after the weigh-ins, but still D-Rod had a significant weight advantage, and still, in my opinion, this was a robbery. I thought that Li Jingliang won the fight, although it was close. It isn't something I'm mad about. I thought that Li Jingliang won the fight. To me, it was clear, but I could really understand why it is a hard fight to predict, because these guys were just throwing wild, and you don't know which one lands, you don't know which one doesn't, and you can see who's hurt, and D-Rod was landing some kicks as well, so it was very close, understandable, but I felt like Li Jingliang did win that one. Now we got Whitaker versus Izzy 2, and forgot to write that down. A very close one. Again, Izzy dominated the first, knocked him down in the first, but after that it was close. 2 to 5 were very close. Yeah, another 3, because like I felt like round wise, I felt like Whitaker won 3 rounds to Izzy's 2, but I felt like in the first round he knocked him down. He won the other striking exchanges as well, and I feel like that should have given them a 10-8 rounds, which would mean a draw in this one. They didn't give Izzy a 10-8, but they also didn't give Whitaker the rounds he deserved. So for me, this is a 50-50. I know this is like the third 3 I'm giving out, but this all these fights are just so close, and this one, this is just a particular case in which I thought that Izzy deserved a 10-8 in the first, and Whitaker deserved 3 rounds to 2, which would make it a draw. Next up, of course, we can't not talk against Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan, another razor close one. Yeah, this is. Let's just get to the what's it called, to the number, the 4. I thought that Petr Yan barely won the fight, like barely. I understand the decision because it looks like O'Malley did more damage, with all the blood, the big cut and everything. But everyone's saying like, yeah, the third round clearly went to O'Malley, but I don't know, man, because did you see the overhands he was eating from Yan, man? That did some damage, bro. Like, we're skipping over the fact that he landed like 3 to 4 overhands in a row on O'Malley, and hurt him in the second round, in the third round, in the first round. The first one was clear to Yan. The second and third were very close. I understand giving one of those rounds to O'Malley, but if 2 rounds are very close and one is clear to Yan, it says to me that Yan, in my opinion, should have gotten at least one of the rounds. So I'm giving it a 4. It's close to 50-50, but in my opinion, Yan just barely edged it. Next up, Ankalaev versus Jan Blachowicz. Another close one, 5 rounds, and another one in which I think there is a robbery, but in an understandable decision. Jan Blachowicz, of course, hurt him in the third round, I think, with those leg kicks. Ankalaev, stayed composed though. He was clearly hurting though, which gave Jan Blachowicz a 10-8 round. But man, yeah, I understand he has striking for most of the time. Ankalaev won 3 rounds, Jan won 2 because Ankalaev started wrestling in the last 2 rounds. But I felt like those low kicks didn't grant him a 10-8 round. Like, he hurt him, but he didn't knock him down. He didn't do anything else. He clearly hurt him, but he those are, at the end of the day, those are leg kicks, and I know they hurt, but the damage isn't crazy, and I feel like that shouldn't be giving him a 10-8 round. And also Ankalaev was pretty dominant in the fourth and fifth round wrestling as well. Jan Blachowicz wasn't able to do anything, which, yeah, in my opinion, should have sealed the win for Ankalaev. But a draw isn't too crazy. I kind of understand the decision. It was very competitive, very close. So I understand the decision, and that's why I gave it a 5. But Ankalaev edged it a bit for me. So that was it, guys. Thanks for watching. This is a video in which you guys helped me with the robberies. I asked on Instagram to you guys to send in some fights you thought were robberies, and you did. Thanks a lot. I'm going to be doing more of these if you guys like to. And yeah, that was it. Thank you guys later.